Hey guys, welcome back to the Crypto Picture channel where I help you see crypto through a clear lens. Today I want to go over a few different topics and a few different charts. I'm going to look at some of our, my favorite coins and some of the market favorites based on market cap and longevity of some of these crypto assets in the space and some of the fundamentals behind these coins. So what I wanted to go over is the price watch chart or live coin watch chart that I have up here. So this is also like CoinGecko. It's a portfolio tracker. I just put it here because mine CoinGecko is full of a bunch of different things. So I wanted to go into how I would personally structure my investments if I was new in this market from a risk tolerance perspective down to a more conservative investor. I know obviously crypto is a high risk market regardless, but obviously if you're in here you can still be more on the risky side but still be a conservative investor. I think most people that get into crypto are willing to take risk. And again, as always, this isn't financial advice and nothing in here is to be construed as such. I am simply showing you what I do for educational purposes and how I structure my account. So if I was coming in today and I wanted to take a more conservative approach, and I've stated this a lot in the Telegram group, and there has been a lot of questions with the new people joining the Telegram group as to, hey, like, you know, how do you structure this? How does your portfolio look? If you were coming in new with not much knowledge, new to investing even, there's different structures, different portfolios, and different psychology for each individual. So I want to go over something that regardless of, if you're conservative or risky, it doesn't matter. You should have Bitcoin and Ethereum as the largest majority of your portfolio. So looking here, obviously Bitcoin and Ethereum being the two largest market caps, they are going to be less risky in a risky market. So also based on the market size, you are going to get fairly good returns with these relative to other stocks, commodities, and stuff like this, right? So if you look at it from the Bitcoin narrative as a store of value, right? Some estimates are gold is, in the 11-13 trillion dollar range, and then you have your paper traded gold and all this different stuff. But let's just say it's 11 to 13 trillion, and Bitcoin is, kind of in this same narrative space. Is it going to get as high as gold? I'm not saying that, but can it, get 50% of gold? I don't see why not. I think that's reasonable. Will it get there this market cycle? Yeah, probably not, but I remain optimistic and open-minded. I never want to say never, and I never want to say with certainty. But one thing that we do know is that right now it does have the gold narrative. Ethereum has the developer aspect where the largest amount of developers are currently on Ethereum and building out the ecosystem. It is the most robust ecosystem in the space currently, okay? 88 and Polkadot, I would say, are the two closest competitors right now to Ethereum. If anyone was going to dethrone Ethereum, it would be one of these two. So now going into conservatively, if I came into this market and I was okay with, decent returns, you're not looking for the 100x, you just want to see long-term growth in your account, then Bitcoin and Ethereum are the way to go. Now, if you want to have a risk-adjusted return, you could throw Cardano and Polkadot, or just Cardano or just Polkadot in the mix, and it would give you a more risk-adjusted return. So your risk would be a little bit higher, but your returns could be greater, right? And again, this isn't financial advice. I'm not telling anybody what to do. This is just how I look at things, and I want to educate people based on the knowledge that I've accumulated over the years. Just need to come out and say that. In no way am I saying going buy Cardano, buy Polkadot. You'll have to do your own research and come to your own conclusions. But Cardano and Polkadot are going to be the closest competitors to Ethereum. Okay, so that is going to take your risk down, comparatively speaking, to if you were getting into smaller caps like Pokestarter or XOR, right? And the reason I'm putting Pokestarter and XOR here is because I am fundamentally bullish on these two projects, okay? There could be two other projects that you are particularly bullish on. But for low caps, when I got in, they were under 100 million, but, for low caps, anything under like 500 at this point, because we are roughly 50, 60+% through this bull market, I would say anything under 500 million is still considered fairly low in regards to the risk to reward that is possible on these assets. So if you wanted to take an even more risky approach, you could, look at adding 2 coins in the ballpark of this market cap, in the high hundreds, low 200s, mid $200 million market cap range, and you would see a higher risk on your account, but with also higher rewards, right? And I throw Chainlink up here because I think the Ethereum network will always need Chainlink. So as long as Ethereum is around, I believe Chainlink will be the main player in the Oracle space, and I've been extremely bullish on it. I got into this one at roughly about $100 million market cap as well. But I do believe if, we are going to see prices of $80,000 to $90,000, potentially $100,000 Bitcoin, then there's no reason that we can't continually see growth in these assets alongside Bitcoin. Now, you have to remember, a lot of what we invest in has a lot to do with what Bitcoin decides it wants to do, right? So if I was to break this down, very conservative investors, stick to your Bitcoin and Ethereum. People that are conservative but are willing to take a little bit more risk, you could throw a little bit of Cardano or Polkadot, or do a 50-50 split between the two. If you are bullish on the Ethereum network and you want to take a little bit more additional risk, and you believe in the Ethereum network and the robustness of the ecosystem, because probably 80 to 90% of the stuff in this crypto market is built or has been built on Ethereum at one point or another, then Chainlink goes hand in hand with that Ethereum investment thesis. Now there's 2 smaller cap coins that you could throw in. Now this could be anything, but if you asked me today which low cap coins I would personally invest in this type of account where I'm looking to take a little bit more risk on my investment for a potential higher return, I would probably say Pokestarter and XOR. And the reason being is because they are 2 very good projects with a good ecosystem behind them, and they are products. Well, Pokestarter is a product that's being used right now on a weekly basis for the initial for the initial DEX offerings. Pardon me. And then XOR is going to have PokeSwap built on top of it, which is essentially Ethereum's most used application, but it would just be a Polkadot equivalent to that Uniswap decentralized exchange. So that's enough for how I would kind of structure my own personal account, depending on what kind of risk tolerance I'm willing to take. Now, if we go into the Bitcoin chart, I wanted to show you guys something that I find interesting, and I'm keeping this here, and I went over this in the last video, that anywhere from like 38 to 42,000, I'm keeping an open mind, and I believe we could get down there, and I don't see any reason why price couldn't go down there. Okay, so if we're going to take a look here at the previous market structure, where I believe we're kind of in at the moment, is very similar to this, right? We broke our all-time highs, and this is in 2017, mind you. So we broke our previous all-time high from the last bull market of 2013. Okay, we had a huge rally, we came up, we hit resistance, had about a 30-40% correction, went back up, retested that high that we created, which was at 3,000 at the time, broke through, and then we came and hit this 2-year moving average. Okay, so here we were just shy, and here we came up and we retested this moving average. Okay, and then we came back down and retested our previous high from this rally. Okay, which is very common before a continuation, because the market wants to look for confirmation, make sure that this is a demand zone, so there's going to be buyers that step in here to buy up price. Okay, so now if we go to where we are right now, and this is why I believe we're kind of in this kind of ballpark range, we broke our previous all-time high over here, right? So that's our 2017 top right over here where my cursor is. We had this major rally, breaking it, went, created our first high, just came shy of the 2-year moving average, had a fairly good correction of roughly 31%, and since then we've gone up, retested our previous high, broken through, and we've come up and we've hit this 2-year moving average. Okay, so very similar market structure, as to back here, which is very interesting. So are we in the first red candle of this 2-wave red candle? And you have to remember, back here the market was much smaller. Bitcoin is almost at $1 trillion now, and back here it was probably in the hundreds of millions. So it's going to be more volatile because it takes less money to move the market back here as the market cap is smaller. So now that we're $1 trillion asset, maybe we're going to see 10% less volatility to the upside and downside. Well, at least to the downside in this scenario. So we did get a pullback of roughly 37, let's call it 40%. Okay, here we got a pullback of 30%, 31%, so about 10% less, right? Then when we broke out of here, we got about a 69% move. When we broke out of here, we got a 48% move. So we are seeing diminishing volatility. So once we hit this 2-year moving average, okay, we then had another almost 40% correction. So would it be crazy to think that we could have another 30% correction from here? No. I mean, look at it. The market structure looks so similar. Again, history isn't always going to repeat, but it does rhyme. And if we get a similar move like this, I'm still extremely bullish here. And it's sad because we might be in the final legs of this bull run. But if you look here, we got a 444% move. So if we do break out of here and we even get 100%, that puts us at 119,000 just from breaking above this 2-year moving average. And that's only 1/4 of what we did in the previous breakout of this 2-year moving average, right? Now, I don't think we're going to see 444% gains. I could be wrong, right? And if I'm wrong, fantastic. We've all made way more money than what we anticipated, and everybody's extremely happy, right? But based on the diminishing volatility and the market moving at a less volatile state due to more money being in this market, I think, even if we got 100%, I think that's still a very strong move, and we would see some incredible gains with these altcoins. And I think I think anything between a $90,000 to $120,000 Bitcoin is a blessing, in my opinion. And I think there's still some room to be happy with that. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for the Bitcoin chart. And I just wanted to deep dive that so people aren't worried if we are getting back down here. 30% corrections are normal, even in a bull market, okay? And so I remain bullish until proven otherwise, right? If we break some key levels here, some critical levels, then okay, I may have to change my thesis or readjust it. But until then, I will continue to play with a bullish bias because we are in a bull market. So going on to our next chart here, and the next 4 charts, 5 charts, sorry, I'll try to keep a little bit quicker. So Bitcoin dominance continuing to get rejected by this orange line. We'll see what happens. We are seeing the RSI heading up here, so do we get like a nice move out of Bitcoin, or perhaps even a move down in price, and will we see like Bitcoin dominance possibly come back up to this 60-65% level and kind of form like a head and shoulders type pattern, right? Something along these lines, shoulder, head, and then we create like another shoulder here, something like that. This is just a rough drawing, right? But yeah, I mean, it's possible. But as long as we're below here, I'm still very bullish on altcoins. I'm really bullish in general because I believe if Bitcoin goes to 120,000, these altcoins will go up in value. They're not going to just sit stagnant, and we've seen it already in the past. Ethereum, on the other hand, is testing its key support level already. So could we see maybe a drop out of Bitcoin, and maybe some of these altcoins don't drop as hard, right? Because if we do go back to the Bitcoin chart, from where we are currently, we're looking at maybe an 18%. Let me zoom in here, sorry. So looking at Bitcoin from current price, I mean, we're only looking at about a 16 to, and I say only, but yeah, 16 to 23% drop from current prices into my green box of interest here for me personally. So is it possible that, maybe alts don't fall as hard as Bitcoin this time? Maybe Bitcoin falls a little bit harder. I mean, it's possible, but only time will tell. I would really like to see Ethereum hold above here, this area here. I mean, is it the end of the world? No, but I mean, I would hate to see us kind of break like this $1,250 level. I don't think that would be great, but let's just remain optimistic here until proven otherwise, and let's see what happens. Dot's looking good here. Obviously it's going to be very based on what Bitcoin does over the next couple days. And I'll keep you guys posted in the Telegram group and let you know what's going on with that. I'm not really adding too much to my positions here. I've added a little bit to Pokestarter, and I've added a little bit to some other things, but I'm just waiting and looking for a confirmation before deploying any capital here in my trading account. Obviously my long-term investing account is sitting there I'm not touching it, I'm not trading it, I'm not doing anything with that. Then if we look at Cardano, again, like, you know, it's holding up pretty well. Like, it's almost holding up better than Bitcoin and Ethereum right now, which is pretty surprising, which is telling me like we could see Bitcoin sit stagnant or maybe just slowly sell off into that point of interest that I have, and you know, altcoins may rally. So I just want to keep an open mind to that. And then what else do we have here? So XOR trade, sorry, I can only chart this in Ethereum. And I mean, you know, this is one of the ones I was just going over at the beginning of the video. Sora, like, versus Ethereum looks fantastic. Like, even with the drops and everything, like XOR Sora has held its own, held its foundation here in this level. Again, versus Ethereum here, because this is probably one of the only most accurate charts on TradingView here. And honestly, I bought this with Ethereum, so I'm looking to outpace my Ethereum, and that's why I'm charting it versus Ethereum, because if it's not going up against Ethereum, then I might as well just hold my Ethereum. And I got this down here around 0.1 Ethereum. So I've already, so for every 1 Ethereum I've spent, I've gotten 2 back essentially on this trade. So it's been fantastic, and it just looks really strong here, like a lot of buying pressure here, and we'll just have to see how it plays out. But I am long-term bullish on XOR, and they do have the mainnet launching soon, and they have Pokeswap coming out soon. So I do remain bullish on that. Also here next we have Pokestarter, another one that I'm pretty bullish on. And again, everything is going to be subject to what Bitcoin does and how fast it falls, or how you know, how fast it falls, or how slow it bleeds out, or you know, how fast it goes up. But wow, I just noticed one of my trades that I got into a while back at around these levels, 24 cents, is just pumping right now. Awesome. Sweet. Great. Yeah, this one was posted in the Telegram group back here around 26 cents or something. So that's been incredible. Fala, lots of bullish things going on the Polkadot ecosystem. Very, very bullish on the Polkadot ecosystem. Here's another one that I hold. So that one's doing fairly well. So I'm pleased with that. But yeah, going back to Pokestarter, yeah, I mean, it looks like it's kind of forming like a bottoming kind of accumulation pattern here. We'll have to see what happens. Getting a buy signal here on the 6 hour, but I'm not jumping the gun. I did take a lot of profits on this around the $7.30 mark. Again, it's $6.50, and I have actually re-added some of those gains that I took here, just because I'm long-term bullish on Pokestarter for the remainder of this bull market. I did start re-adding, I believe, around 375, and I added some more around these levels like 450. So yeah, so basically that's what I'm looking at on this video. Just wanted to do a little bit of an update across the board on my main holding account, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano. I did leave out Link. Maybe I'll do that in the next video. Sorry guys. But yeah, I mean, it's a 24-minute video. It's quite a bit longer than what I'm used to. And then I just wanted to leave you with a little tip. So if you go to dappradar.com, and you can go to rankings, and you can come here and you can see how much each dApp is being used, and which protocol they're built on. So this is something kind of interesting. It's kind of cool to just check and see what is being used. Like there's like some cool little games, and you know, like some gambling stuff and some exchanges, and I'm not sure, yeah, gambling, so DeFi exchanges. So yeah, I mean, you know, you can look at stuff like this and kind of get a little bit ahead of the curve, because a lot of new investors aren't looking at this stuff. So yeah, so that'll be it for today. Until next time, guys, thank you very much. Please like, subscribe, and share. Telegram group is down below, and the affiliate link for Market Cipher is also down below. Till next time, have a good one. Bye.